Hey everybody, Josh Larson here with the Rage Real Estate team, and just bringing another market report to you to kind of bring you up to speed on where things are currently in the Denver real estate market. Today we want to highlight three things. First, the impact that COVID-19 had on us. Secondly, the impact that low inventory continues to have on the Denver real estate market. And third, the impact of low interest rates. So first, we're going to start with the impact of COVID-19, and I think it would be helpful to look at it from a national level first. Nationwide, what we saw with the shutdown in the spring of this year was a significant slowdown or a decline in the number of homes going under contract. For about 4 to 6 weeks, we saw that happen. We saw this dip. But then as soon as things opened back up again, market activity took off. Showings were back up, home sales were back up, things started climbing. Here in Denver, we were really no different. If we look at the average time on market, we saw the typical decline in the days it took to sell a home in the spring, which is what we always see. We see things start to sell faster and faster as we move into the spring. Once the shutdown went into effect, for the next 4 to 6 weeks, things took a lot longer to sell because people weren't able to go out and look at properties. For a while in there, showings were banned, and so people could not even get out to see them if they wanted to. So that had an impact on the time it took to sell, and things just started taking longer and longer. But then, as soon as those restrictions were lifted, we saw a significant drop in the amount of time that it took homes to sell. So days on market immediately rebounded to their normal pace once those restrictions were lifted. So what we're seeing now, and what you're probably seeing in the headlines, is a lot of alarmist articles saying the sky is falling, when really, here in Denver, the sky is certainly not falling. In fact, just recently, Westward came out with an article with the headline, "Denver Home Prices Overvalued, Report Says." And they projected a price drop by about 10% as early as spring of 2021. Now, that sounds really bad. I mean, if the average home in Denver is priced in the mid 500s, that could be a price drop of upwards of $50,000 by spring of 2021. The question you should ask yourself when you're looking at a headline like that is that true? Is that really going to happen? Here's what we know. We don't know, obviously, we can't predict what's going to happen in 2021. But here's what we do know things look like currently. First, if we look at this, this is just, this chart shows you levels of inventory that would be required for us to be a balanced market. Right now, we're a strong seller's market. That's what we're in, and that's what we've been in for several years. And what's driving that, what's causing that to be a strong seller's market, is the number of homes that we have to sell. So on this graph, you'll see the blue line represents our actual inventory in the Denver market, and the red line represents the amount of inventory we would actually need just to be balanced. We're not even talking price drop territory. We're just talking balance. We would need to go right now in July. We've got about 5,800 homes for sale in our inventory. To be balanced, we would need 36,000 homes in our inventory. That's just to get balanced. We need an extra 30,000 homes to hit the market for us to be balanced. In order for us to actually see a 10% drop in prices, we would need to go from 6,000 homes on the market to 80,000 homes on the market. In order for 80,000 homes to hit the market, all of the buyers would need to evaporate. Nobody's buying homes because in our marketplace, we typically sell around 50,000 homes a year, give or take. Whether that's in 2008 when things were bad, or 2019 when things were great, and 2020 when things are great, we sell around 50,000 homes. We would need to go to 80,000 homes for sale to see a 10% drop in prices. That would mean all buyers are gone and all of the home sellers in Denver panic and throw their homes on the market. Now, that could happen, sure. Is it likely to happen? Probably not. Because we are at record low supply right now and declining. In other words, we're becoming more and more of a seller's market after COVID than we were before COVID. Year over year, we have 35% less single-family homes on the market than we did this time last year, and 7% less condos on the market than we did this time last year, which is significant because there's been an abundance of new builds, even saturation of new builds in the condo market as well as the apartment market, which has saturated the market for attached single-family homes, and we're still down 7% year over year. Secondly, we've got record high demand right now. Year over year, detached single-family contracts are up 18%, and attached single-family condo contracts are up 22% year over year. That means we've got roughly 20% more buyers this year than we did this time last year, and roughly 30% less homes for those buyers to buy. What does this mean for you? If you're a homeowner, first of all, and you're going to sell your house this year, what it means for you is there's very little inventory out there. So record low competition for your house. So if you put your house on the market right now, you're going into low competition with a whole lot of demand. There's more buyers out there than we had this time last year. So it's a great time for you to list your home for sale. So that's first for current homeowners. For current buyers, this is some of the most exciting news. Rates dropped significantly in the wake of COVID. And what the Fed is saying is we can expect those rates to remain low for at least the next year. So with a drop in interest rates from 4.5% to 3%, that increases your purchase power by about $90,000. That means you can look for homes that are $90,000 higher than the homes you were looking for when you were at 4.5%. Also, it equates to a savings of $300 a month on your mortgage payment, and over the life of your loan, $110,000 saved back in your pocket. That's the impact that these record low rates are having for buyers right now, which is phenomenal if you're a buyer. And lastly, what should we expect next? This chart shows where prices are trending in terms of what we were expecting. So early on in the year, we were largely on track, in fact, exceeding expectations for home sales, for the average home sales. The projected price, for example, in March was $547, and we were actually seeing an actual average sold price of $559. But that was before COVID. Once COVID hit, we started lagging behind projections, understandably so, by about 30 to 60 days. And we expect to continue to see that. So what that means for us in July, August, September, months where we typically see a decline in prices, we expect to actually see an increase in the average price carrying over from the spring where we didn't see it. That's what we're projecting. We're expecting to see prices climb up, at least be in line with projected prices, or climb a little bit above those, just based on the activity that we're seeing. So that's the report. That's what we're seeing happening, at least in the Denver metro area in real estate this year. If you've got any questions, you can feel free to reach out to us anytime. You can see us online at our website. We're on social media. My phone number is 303-482-7945. You can call anytime with questions. Thanks for watching.